It's 2022. Happy New Year. This is Tech, and you're listening to The Encouragers. Because I still don't even understand what NFT is.
I do now.
I think the one thing I can't understand is like I own something, but I don't have it in hand. You know, usually when you purchase something, it's like it's physical. You can hold it in your hand, but this is like, I don't know. It's a little bit different.
Well, think of it like you creating something. You create something and you leave it on the internet, and then people are able to buy it. So you own the digital domain or the digital rights of it. So instead of being physically, it's on the internet, Web3 or whatever it is.
But it's like, but you got to create your own picture, right? Or can you just take a random picture of something?
From what I'm seeing, it's best off if you create it yourself. Are you guys? Is the connection clear with you guys?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you know how it kind of like cuts off sometimes. Like you can hear the stuttering. Is that you guys
Notice,
hearing it?
move just a little closer to the mic,
Yeah. How about now?
and then back up again.
Yeah. Well, like I don't know. I feel like hold on. Let me see if my Wi-Fi is on the right channel. No, it's not. Okay. I'm gonna switch it. It might cut off for a little bit. It should be on. Okay.
I'm just messing. You sound perfectly clear. You're good.
Okay. I just switched it because it has to be on my end. Okay. See, on my end, my thing should be on the zone. Yeah, because I'm recording it right now. So it has to be okay. It's on the strong Wi-Fi now. Okay, we're good. I think we'll be good.
Crystal clear.
Okay, you too. You sound good. Jake, when are you getting your mic? When can we help you with that? Can we expedite? We need you to have a good mic.
Probably after the trip. I'll have it after the trip.
Send me your
by the
address.
end of this month. I mean, no, you ain't gonna buy it for me, bro.
Nah. Oh, I could just send it off, and then you can reimburse us in Dallas or something. Because you're getting the rental car. It equals out. Yeah, it equals out, brother. It equals out. So happy New Year. Hello, everyone.
Happy New Year. Notice I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, man.
Man, dude, this whole month of December last year, I only had 4 days off. I was trying to take advantage of being in the ops position, ops agent.
Yeah.
Easy money, man. All I do is sit there and monitor the screens, monitor the flights, and that's it. So I was trying to take advantage of it. Oh, it's boring. But, I had time to create that NFT. It took me all that month just to create that one. Like to register it, create it, manipulate it.
That NFT is dope too, by the way. I saw that. I was like, mind blown. Dude. I was like, Notice got it. And then you're like, yeah, it's this easy. Click, 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 click. And I'm like, you lost me. Oh, yeah, I just found some things on the internet and, threw it together through Adobe.
Yeah.
I'm like
there's so much out there. There's a lot of people that are doing that. They the way they create their NFTs, they just search Google.
You can purchase a lot of content, right? You can purchase to make it easier for yourself.
Yeah, to make it easier so that you actually physically own it or like legally own it. So I just been watching Bidbird, man. If you guys haven't listened to our last episode with Bidbird, I've just been watching how he does and how he moves. So it's incredible how much content Bidbird puts out. Spencer does an incredible job. So I've just been watching him, how he does it. And then just listening to the last podcast that you guys had. The last podcast you guys had, were you talking about having when he was on there with you all? I listened back to it when I was editing, and man, I learned a lot. So taking the knowledge that you guys were talking about, seeing how Bidbird moves. Bidbird, he's available. You can find him on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. If you guys aren't sure what we're talking about, there's a company called Bidbird, started by Spencer Dacuvea. Follow him. I can't remember his handle, but if he's
Bid my card.
Bid my card. bidmycard.com. You can get in contact with all his platforms. But he does an incredible job of creating like original art pieces in his background. When he was growing up, he's used that what he did when he was younger, and he's just doing it right now. Oh man, he does incredible stuff. So just been following him, listening to the last podcast. I learned a lot from what you three were talking about, and just other stuff what he told us to research and look out into. And that's all I did. Just execute on the information. that's pretty much it. It's all out there.
But you filled in the blanks a lot more than that though, because like for one, we know like step one, right? Get an OpenSea account, and it's best to be used with OpenSea on a computer. Okay, so step one. But then there's steps like sub-step A through Z where it's good to have some sort of like Photoshop editor, like Adobe or something else, right? To edit it and also have access to shapes. And then there's these other apps where you can get a subscription to edit it a little bit to make it look kind of cool, where it like pops or has 3D capability to it, right? So there's a lot of that stuff that I just don't know. It's like it's a step, right? It's not that complicated, but there's a lot of them in there.
Yeah, there is a lot of different steps, and then it's important to understand that you can create an NFT on your phone. Like you don't really have to have Adobe or all these other things. Like this app that I shared with you guys, or I'll share with our podcast, an app called Prequel. It's Prequel. That's an app that I use to create the 2.5 instead of the 3D effect. It's like 2.5D effect. That's a good app to get. Also, Lightroom is a good one. Lightroom from Adobe is a good app to get to manipulate the colors.
How much does that cost?
Man, I pay for the yearly subscription for Adobe products, so it's $365 or $369 a year to use the Adobe suite, all the different apps that it comes with, like Lightroom, Photoshop, Adobe Premiere. So you pay a yearly subscription. So I get the mobile version of Lightroom, and I use that for I use that to create that NFT, to change the colors in there. But there's all these various mobile apps that you can use to create the piece of art. And NFT doesn't have to be art either. It can be anything. Like Jay Leno is using he NFTs out his cars so people can be part owners in it. So I didn't know about that, but you can do a whole bunch of things. So you can do art, you can do physical pieces.
And if NFT'd my Kumete.
You could do it. Yeah, you could do an NFT your Kumete if you'd like.
And that's what Spencer was telling us last week about Tonga with his trading cards. He can NFT his one-of-ones, his rare cards.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you can. You can actually do that, man. And it's crazy. What was that article you shared earlier, Tech, on the group chat?
Which one was that one?
About the NFTs taking off or being something huge?
Oh, that Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying that NFTs are going to be bigger than Bitcoin.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I didn't read the
Ultimately,
article.
I think because it's going to turn into a space that's just like normal, right? So because it's just going to be digital trading of art and beyond that, but it's just going to be, that's easier than going somewhere, in a decentralized platform like that, where it's not controlled by any one person or one group, right? It's ideal for the future, at least as we see it right now. But and then also how it interface with the metaverse, and that's all digital, right? So if you have a digital NFT, it's just going to integrate well into where we're going technology wise with all that stuff.
Yeah, at work, there's these couple dudes at work that play this game called Eve Online. Have you guys heard of that?
No.
It's a computer game that you play. It's an online game that you play on the computer. It's pretty big. It's based in outer space, different galaxies. But that game is about maybe 20 plus years old, but it started way back when. and it's almost it's kind of like its own universe. It's a metaverse. It's a game that you can use real money to buy things in the gameplay, kind of like Fortnite, but it has its own people in that game. They build their own ships. They build their own ships. They build like there's different classes of people in there. You can be a builder, you can be a fighter, you can do all these other things, but like everything is made in the game. Like the ships are made in the game, the weapons are made in the game. It's like its own universe. But that game Eve Online, you probably see if you on now you're probably going to see it more on your phones because that little speaker thing is going to track us what we're talking about. But if you check that game out, it's like its own universe. It's like Sandlot or Sandbox. What's that game, Jake?
Yes, Sandbox.
It's like that.
I said it wrong on the podcast. Yeah.
Sandbox. Yeah, it's a whole new thing, but it's that type of world is coming more and more and more and more into our lives now. So, and that when they shared with me that game, it is incredible, man. It's a whole new universe, man. And the NFTs play a big part of it. That ship that I have on the that I shared, that's from that game called Eve Online. But you can create a bunch of things online. You can find pieces on Google, put them together, and you create your own piece of art. And that's you. And you'll be able to physically own or digitally own it on the blockchain when you create it and upload it to the blockchain to the MetaMask and OpenSea blockchain. But it is incredible. So after listening to you guys' podcast,
let's unpack that.
Yeah,
let's unpack that for a second there. Like,
yeah,
because when you might get some people that are listening, you start saying MetaMask and then their eyes glaze over. So let's explain that again. Like we went over it a little bit last time, but just to like unpack it and just simplify it, right? We're doing the PowerPoint for Jake here, but so I can understand it better. But so it's just a wallet, right? But it's a digital wallet. But just imagine you've got a real wallet, right?
Yeah.
And that's where you put your NFTs. So and it just exists as an app, right? So you can just kind of transfer to that app. It's password protected. Pretty crazy, huh? The phrases that you have to protect your MetaMask wallet, and there's other wallets out there. But one of the reasons why the MetaMask wallet is good is it's backed by Ethereum, and you can transfer Ethereum in there, which is really the gas that powers the NFT space right now. Ethereum would probably be the most popular cryptocurrency that you get paid by if somebody were to buy your NFT, right?
Yeah. So you have to create a wallet, a digital wallet. There's several of them. The most popular one is MetaMask. That's what we're talking about. It's a digital wallet. So you have to create one of those to create an NFT. You have to have money in that wallet. And you either can put it in through direct deposit, or you can use your debit card and put physical USD money into that wallet digitally. So you have to have that. And then the next thing you have to have is like a platform that you can go to sell your NFT or your art piece or whatever it is. And a lot of people like to use OpenSea. It's OpenSea.com or OpenSea.io. That's where you can go to sell your art piece or whatever it is that you're trying to sell. But you have to have a digital wallet. Proper one is MetaMask. And you have to have an OpenSea account, and then you upload your art pieces to this OpenSea account. And everything's tied into the blockchain. And the way you get into that blockchain is through your wallet, through your digital wallet. And it takes a little bit of time. I'm actually in that process right now to verify your wallet. So in order to sell like this, for example, the General Titus Recon NFT that we created, you have to get your wallet verified. And it takes a while for it to get verified. It's like a day or two or sometimes a couple minutes. Mine is taking forever because I hadn't had good Wi-Fi at my work. But now that I'm home, I'll be able to see if I can get my wallet verified so I can sell that NFT. And in order to, and there's like a tax, they call it a gas fee. It's like putting gas in your car. You have to have gas to make your car run, right? So they call this thing, this fee, they call it a gas fee or gas tax. and you have to pay that fee in order to post your piece of art to the blockchain. And depending how much you sell your your art piece for, it calculates. I don't know what it does, but it calculates its own fee. And for however much Ethereum you sell your piece of art for, it'll calculate the gas tax or the gas fee in order for them to host your piece of artwork. And it costed me 192 USD to post that General Titus Recon. The gas fee was $192 to upload it to the blockchain. And then once you do that, you just pay that fee once, I believe, and then you can start posting as much artwork you want into your OpenSea account. But you have to pay at least one gas fee tax. That's where I'm at right now. So, and all this stuff, if you go back and listen to episode 28 where Bidbird was on, they all explained it in that episode, and I've just been following and executing it. So, but yeah, I'm at the point right now where I uploaded the NFT, and now I'm trying to get the wallet initialized or verified. So, man, but it is a process, and it is confusing. It's a long process. It's not really easy to explain unless you do it, type of thing. Hope that makes sense. I hope you guys can reach out and just hit us on the Instagram DMs if you guys need to ask for any more questions or whatever. But did that make sense at all? No.
It is the gas fees. You were saying you just paid it once and then that's it. It's not like a gas fee per image.
What I'm seeing on OpenSea, it's like once you get your wallet initialized or verified, that's it. Like for this collection, because we're gonna do this 12 one-of-one collection, curated art pieces of truth pilots, right? Encourage your truth pilots is what we're trying to do. And so for that, curation is gonna be for one fee, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So but it's calculated. So I'm selling this one. The first one was I listed it for 9 Ethereum. That's like $35,000, and so that's a lot of freaking 35,000 USD, bro, for 9 Ethereum. So who knows if anyone's gonna buy it? But we're gonna have a curation of 12 of those one-of-one pilots, right, to sell in the blockchain. So based on that one listing, it was $192 for 9 Ethereum. So I don't know how they calculate the fee or whatever, but it's weird. And you can see there's a button you can press on there where you can track to see what it is that they're doing. All the calculations is going on another tab, an open tab. It is crazy, man. But yeah, I still don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just following the flow and just trying to execute on whatever you guys shared. So
it looks like you do, though. Like, check it out. I made it my background for those of you that are going to watch this on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
You can see the Encourager Truth Pilots right here, and it looks legit. It looks like, straight out of, like, better than Gary Vee's stuff, that's for sure.
Well, I found that there's this other girl that does NFT projects. Her name is People Pleaser, PPLPLEAS, Asian lady. She does her things, but I'm seeing that like a lot of these NFT projects that are curated, that just like it has more than one art piece or whatever, they have like a storyline
theme based, yeah,
that's theme based, and I just following what everyone else is kind of doing. So she had like a theme based all her art projects or whatever NFTs, and I seen other people, they have like Beeple. He doesn't really have like a thing, he just posts stuff. But I see the ones that are like the Bored Ape Yacht Club or whatever, they're kind of like a theme, right? They kind of have their own theme. So this is what I was thinking for the Encourager Truth Pilots to be like a 11 or 12 characters that all seek out and try to find truth or whatever. But so that's the goal.
Awesome.
Try to make
I love it.
11 more of these characters, and then
Yeah, and I seen that Eminem bought one of those ape board ape yacht club
Yeah.
for about 450K.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And now he digitally owns that or whatever piece that he bought.
And
Even
that adds value too, right? Because now Eminem has owned it.
mhm.
So because he's owned it, other people are now going to want it as well, or part of that collection.
Mhm. Yeah, I saw I looked at a lot of the prices, and a lot of them were selling for like 0.025 Ethereum, like $80, $100 USD. But then the resale, man, the resale is where the money's at. But also there's a lot of value created behind the little art or the ape or whatever art piece that it is. It's kind of like the demand of it, like it pushes the price up more or less. But those little ape things, those little gorilla ape things they're pretty popular right now.
Yeah, Tonga was saying that he's seen basketball players got it on their shoes.
Mm-hmm.
They bought them and put it on their basketball shoes. And they're seeing a lot more athletes putting it on their shoes. The board ape.
Mm-hmm.
And then he sold didn't he sell his shoe as an NFT after that?
Man, that's crazy. When I heard Jay Leno was selling his or NFTing out his cars, like so people can own them, that's crazy. Like they can own it, That's crazy.
Have you seen him? Is it just like a simple picture, or is it more like jazzed up like some of the stuff that we see is popular?
Here, let's check it out. I'll pull it up right now. I'm gonna type it out. Jay Leno. Check it out. All right, I'm gonna pull up. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff. Oh man. Anyhow, we kind of just like dove into this, right? But how's everyone doing? I'm excited about this little project. Hopefully, I can make 11 more of them. But how was you guys' Christmas and holiday, New Year's? You guys good?
Yeah, it was good. Just stayed at home. That's how you know you're getting older.
Yeah, after where I left work early, I was supposed to be there until 12:30. Straight everyone at work signed out earlier, like we can early out, right? So I left at 10, got out, got home, and we all played games. We had like family game night and ate seafood boil. We had a seafood boil at the house. So all my brothers and sisters, we were all at the house just chilling, having a good time and playing games. Christmas was good. I got a thermometer, like a heat grill thingy to use for the new grill, the smoker that I got. But
like a meat probe?
yeah, I got meat probe. I got that for Christmas. So I'm gonna try to use that often, man. I was happy. I was like, heck yeah.
Is it Bluetooth?
Bluetooth. It sticks it's a magnet on there, so it can stick to the side of the smoker.
Grill?
Yeah, grill. It's pretty high tech. I was pretty surprised. I wasn't expecting a meat grill probe, but got one, man. But yeah, the holidays is so iffy sometimes for me. I don't really like I'd rather work. Oh yeah. Man, get that double pay, holiday pay.
Hey, but that meat probe will come in clutch, man.
Yeah, the grill came with one. It came with two, but this one seems way more sophisticated. The one that I got for a gift, so I can't wait to use that. But how about yours, Jake? How was your New Year's and your Christmas, man? How's the family?
New Year's, I was working downtown, so which we were pretty busy Friday night. It's New Year's Eve, and then we weren't as busy the Saturday night, but I made a lot of money. So so it was I'll say I made more that weekend than what I make from my regular job.
Dang, 2
In a
days.
week. In a week, yeah, yeah, almost 2 weeks of my job I made in 2 days. So it was, it was profitable. Didn't really get to enjoy it, of course, because I was working, but
Mm.
it's gonna definitely pay a big chunk of the upcoming trip we have, and or the podcast setup I have coming shortly.
Oh, nice.
So it's just nice to have it is, I would encourage everybody else out there, if you're like stuck in a rut trying to find a way to, change jobs or something like that. It's everyone's situation is different, but having a little side hustle or a second job can kind of set you up financially to make some more of these moves, to have a little extra money, for example, to pay for your ETH, if you decide to dive into something with NFTs, or whatever your side hustle might be, paying for a specialized 3D printer, for whatever you're doing. But having that second job, that second side hustle, is highly beneficial. Sets you up to free yourself to not have to worry about money so much.
Yep, 100%, man. Especially it's and then it's also the first few days of the year. It's good to have some goals planned out for the year, try to hit them, right? What are some of you guys have any goals going up? You guys have any goals lined up to complete this year?
I mean, my biggest goal right now is I just want to be healthy, man, because all this other stuff isn't gonna matter if I can't like feel good when I'm doing everything. So I've got to heal up. I've got some like nagging injuries I'm trying to get fixed, and want to lose some weight. I think a lot of people are afraid of like facing this aspect. A lot of people do set goals right at the beginning of the year, right? But the key is to follow through and make it a part of your life instead of just a temporary goal. So like healthy lifestyle is like a way of life, not a fad, not something you can fix in a month. Not, these are things that you simply change the way you live so that you can enjoy some of these other things more. So that's the main goal for the beginning of the year, is to just get back to feeling healthy all the time. And, I think some of my other financial goals are going to come into play, but I would like to own property as well, like you, this year. Some sort of property, as long as it's the right move. Things are a little expensive right now with, the market that I'm in here. Everything is, there's very low inventory and a lot of buyers, right? So it jacks up the price. So it's just kind of tough time to buy. But if I can find, I'll show you when I come out and visit in Texas, but I've been looking at like 100 acres of land, just stuff like that, where it's like, it's maybe 30 minutes away from here, but it'd be nice to just have some land. That's what I was talking about in the chat. But maybe build us a studio. That's like a long-term goal right there, is to have a physical studio that we can all visit somewhere. I don't care where, right? But just having somewhere where we can come in, and that's ours, that's our brand, that and then we can have people come in there too. We can have real guests. That's a big goal of mine, is to get us all there, right? Is so we are like 100% starting out virtual, but then having a real studio.
That would be dope, man. I like this. That's one of my goals too, is to start the foundation for that, to get a physical studio, right? Shoot, North Carolina or South Carolina, the properties out there. A buddy at work was saying that like you can buy a home for $500,000. It'd be like a mansion out on the East Coast, like North Carolina, South Carolina area.
I was looking. There's like 120 acres for 400 grand.
What?
400 grand is a lot of money, but that's a lot of land too. 120 acres.
Wow.
So, and that was like maybe 45 minutes from here. So it's like out in the middle of nowhere. It might not have any electricity yet, or, water running to it, or anything like that. Right. So it's very basic, but, just, kind of thinking those terms, like, that's the way I'm thinking now. I want land for a lot of different reasons. One of them being that, again, promoting healthy lifestyle. I think, hunting is something I'd like to get involved with more. And, just so I can put the healthiest food I can possibly can into my body. You know, that's something that, you know, one of my goals this year as well is just to eat cleaner and healthier.
Tech, how about yourself, Tech? You got any New Year's resolution goals or some things you're looking at?
Just pretty much the same health wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's number one thing, because just like Jake said, if your health's not good, then what does the other stuff matter?
Absolutely.
And I also won't be able to climb the dang mountains with you, Tech, to chase them elk around if I'm not healthy enough to walk around.
Bro, so we'll be on the same boat, bro.
You got to be pretty fit, huh?
Yeah.
Like that was last year when you were going out a lot, right?
Yeah.
How did you feel? Were you fit last year?
No, I was not fit. I was dying. It's harder going there, but it's a little bit easier coming back to the camp.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it's all downhill coming back towards camp. But the whole time I was thinking, I was like, man, if I get something, I'm gonna have to carry 700 pounds of meat out of this place.
Or shoot, just set up camp, spark a fire, and start cooking everything.
That's what we got eating. We got to plan these with you, Tech, so that you're not left trying to. You know, you'd probably have to tie some of it up too, right?
Yeah.
Because as you're packing it, you guys have a lot of bears, or do you have more? Is it more mountain lions you have than bears over there?
Bears, cougars, mountain lions.
I never really knew
scary stuff.
Yeah, stuff that would tear your butt apart. I never really knew what an elk looked like until I saw a picture of them. Man, those things are huge with the big old antlers, right?
Yeah,
they're bigger than deers. They're massive, right? Jeez.
Yeah.
One elk would feed us for a year or two. Jeez.
For a year, guaranteed.
It's another goal of mine right there. Get an elk that we can share.
That'd be dope. That's some good food. Are there times where the elk can be rancid, or like these animals can get infected with anything or something like this? No,
I have no idea.
I'm
Unless
thinking
they suffer an injury or something.
There's a disease that's affecting deer right now where they're like, essentially you might have seen it. It looks like they're like parts of their face or body is like melting off. I forget what it's called, but it's very rare, and I don't know if that affects elk as well. But I think in general they're going to be, you know, in general they're pretty healthy.
Yeah,
if they're, you know, out there in the wilderness and not on a farm.
Man, they're massive. Those things are huge. I never knew. Like, I thought the elk was more like a deer with bigger antlers or something, but no, these things they stand up tall and they're huge, right? Man,
to me it looks like a mix of a moose and a deer. To me that's what an elk looks like.
Mm-hmm. These are huge.
Because a moose looks crazy too.
Yeah, the moose. I've seen a moose in real life. Those things are huge. From a distance, I did, but man, those things are freaking massive, and those elk stand almost as high as the moose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep. It's wild.
That's crazy. And you went out hunting for that stuff, Tech?
Jeez, on his own, bro. By himself.
Dang, bro. That is crazy.
Tech is wild. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah. No, I have the same thing.
Yeah, but
What were you saying, Tech?
No, but the hunting elk they're pretty hard, because I hunt with a bow, so I got to get in within 40, 50 yards of them. And hunting them, they're pretty smart, so you got to hunt downwind of them or upwind to where the wind's not blowing into their face. Because if it is, they can smell you from afar away. So there's a lot of techniques you got to do to hunt, but I can show you guys all that.
That'd be dope.
Have to work on your cow calls, right?
Yeah.
During the rut.
Yeah.
So this is our first episode of the new year. It's January 3rd. finally getting on top of things. Our first podcast last year wasn't until like October. Something like that, right? We didn't have a podcast, so we're getting a little bit better on these podcasts. Still trying to figure it out as we go, but shoot, I'm glad that we're all on here. We got on for a couple minutes and talking about a couple things, but man, I'm just now almost healed up from that 30-day, 31, that November workout thing that we had, November challenge. Dude, I messed up my chest and my
What
elbow.
happened? How did that happen?
It was from lifting. It's from lifting freaking not knowing what I was doing. Lifting the freaking the weights when I was doing the pec deck or whatever it was. The superset. I was doing a superset and I felt fine. I felt a little thing in my chest go out. Well, that's Darth Vader. But it was from doing that superset. I messed it up. My chest and it's almost healed now. It's about healed. Luckily, I was in ops. I didn't have to throw bags around in the plane. But
did it bruise it? Like, were you black and blue or?
Yeah, it was black and blue all up in here on top of my chest.
Is that what you went? Is that what you went to go get checked out? Yeah.
Yeah, to the ER. After the ER, I started seeing the bruising coming out. So I thought I literally thought I was having a heart attack or something. I had all the symptoms of it, right?
Did you tear it? Is that what they say, partial tear?
Yeah, it was like a tear, something. I didn't stay to get the whole thing, but they made sure my heart was okay. So my heart was cool.
You can imagine them walking back in. Where did that guy go?
Yeah, I straight left after they told me my heart was good because I had an EKG, got an EKG done, and they told me my heart was perfectly healthy, nothing crazy, and I was like, oh, I'm out of here. So they put my clothes on, and I straight bounced, straight left. One second, I need to take this phone call. We'll be right back.
That's so funny. Not that he got hurt, that he straight bounced out of there.
Once he found out his heart was good.
Yeah. That pec tears are no joke, though. So, and then if you bruised from it, it was pretty bad. So that is why go slow and use weight less than what you're capable of, especially as you get started. So it's you don't need to, you just need to win the day, but you don't need to win the year that first day or that first month. Consistency and being healthy is more important than anything else.
So was it caused from him just lifting heavy?
It could have been a myriad of things. Supersetting, he didn't have enough rest in between, so he went from.
Oh, he was supersetting.
Yeah, he said he was supersetting, and so if I had to guess, without being there, right? Who knows? But if I had to guess, so when you're supersetting, so your muscles a little bit more tired, right?
Yeah.
And so you have to focus to keep your, you've lifted before too, Tech, but you've got to focus to keep your form. And as you become tired, it is far more difficult. Like mentally, you have to really be locked in on your form because your body will try and take a shortcut. Let's say if your chest is tired, your shoulder will try and do more, right? And if you move your shoulder out of alignment with your normal, your normal way that your arm moves, like there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong in the shoulder joint if your shoulder tries to take over a chest movement. Yeah. So just that's probably what happened to him. Was his shoulder tried to take over as he got tired and put him in a compromised position where his arm normally wasn't ever under load, and his chest told him he wasn't happy anymore.
Oh yeah, my injury. Yeah, I had never done that heavy weight before. It was 45s. It was heavy. I was sticking to 20, 30, 35. Then I jumped up to the 45s and I thought I was fresh. Dude, it totally messed me up. And then it messed up my elbow too. My elbow's just now getting better. So I just wasn't used to lifting that heavy weight, man. Back in high school, college days, man, it used to be nothing. But man, once you get older, shoot, I'm at 42 now. And 45s at that angle, oh man. Yeah, I did a number on my elbow and my chest, straight up. I should have took pictures to show you guys you could see the little redness and the black and blueness. Oh, that's not black and blue. It's more like red, all on my chest. It's crazy.
That's wild.
It took forever. So that was in November, right? All of December it took me to heal from that damn injury. Crazy.
Go slow on your way back in.
Yeah. And what it's been helping me is that intermittent fasting, the 15 hours of fasting, 9 hours of eating. That's been helping me to keep the weight down while I haven't been able to work out. So it's crazy, man. When you talk about recovery and recovering from workouts, being older, dude, it's no joke. I'm like, it's no joke. It takes me it took me the whole month to recover from these two injuries. Crazy.
Hey, your body's not as young as it used to be, man. You used to be able to recover like a day or two. Now it's a month or two.
It took me a month and a half to recover from that injury.
I'm hoping to figure out a way to get back to recovering the way that we did when we were in our 20s. I'm trying to learn. I listen to a lot of these other podcasters talk about it. Andrew Huberman is kind of a good one. That the other guy that was on Joe Rogan was also on Huberman. He's the anti-ager. Those are two good ones to kind of to follow, to try and reverse that process, because what's happening on the inside is our cells don't perform their jobs as well, and so that at a cellular level we don't recover as well because our cells are a little tired, I guess, or whatever. They don't perform as efficiently. So I'm trying to figure out how can I get my cells young again.
Yeah. What does Tom Brady do? Because is this TB12 thing program? Is that how he keeps in shape? Is that his own program or regimen?
That's what we hear from him, right? So he does a lot of band work, so he doesn't lift with actually a lot of weights, but he'll use band resistance. So just think in your mind, like, how I've showed you like activations, but at a really high level, right? Bands can create a lot of resistance. So, but he stays away from more of the heavier lifting and does more like intense band stuff. And then he does the active recovery where you see his main trainer, like essentially like hits the muscle while he's like flexing and then relaxing, flexing and relaxing. And so like it's like mimicking getting hit on the field, right? Oh, so, okay. But it's promoting recovery because he's not getting hurt or injured when it happens. So he's got like a special way he recovers. And then he eats really strict.
Yeah, I think we need to eat really, really well too. Like that's like 100% or at least 95% of a recovery rate. Because when you get old, when you're aging, oh my gosh, it really does take you. I'm just I have a huge testimony of that right
now. It could be, and this is the the rabbit hole that you've gone down quite a bit. Notice is just all the like preservatives that are in the foods, and like a lot of this stuff I feel like that is marketed to us, even in like the regular supermarket, is designed to like, maybe not designed, but as an effect, it ages us. Like it's not making us younger. It's not healthy for us.
Sugars, all this stuff. I know sugars are really, really bad for you. It gives you arthritis. It does a lot of things. It's like I read this thing. Like consuming a lot of sugars makes you age faster. Gives you arthritis. Does all these different things to you. But what are you guys doing? Like, Jake, I know you mentioned you were talking about doing the all meat diet for the month of January.
Carnivore
diet. You still sticking with that?
Yeah, I started it. I actually had unfortunately some leftover food from my family that I decided to eat instead of throw out. But
you gotta tear that up, bro.
So I started it. It's 1 a.m. here, so I started it yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Cutting all carbs out, and I'm just gonna eat meat. I'm gonna supplement with a green supplement just so I'm not missing some of the maybe essential minerals. I don't have access to enough like organ meats to, I think, fully ignore that. So I still want to be as healthy as I can while I'm restricting. You know, and my body feels pretty good with a lot less carbs. Although of course I like eating carbs just like everybody else does, but I just feel, I think my body gets like, I get a lot of inflammation from it. And so I just want to go a month without it, just kind of see how I feel.
So when we go to Texas on the 21st, we do our trip, are we going to have to leave you at the hotel or, you know what I'm saying?
That is yet to be determined. I'm sure most places we could go, I could find protein pretty easy.
Yeah. And you're right. It does, like eating a lot of carbs really does messes with your body, you know, the yeast or whatever, the gluten or whatever it does. But I can see how that can be beneficial. But I'm excited to see your journey on that, man. I hope you stay healthy and are okay. But I'm excited for our trip to Texas, man. I wonder where Tonga, you on? Is this Tonga right here? Or who is this mysterious iPhone person?
Might
just
be
logged on.
Might be Coach.
Could be Coach. Yeah, Coach could be. But yeah, I'm excited for our trip. January 21st. That's like a couple of weeks from now, man.
I know it's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited. I need a break from work, so it'll be good. It'll be like a double vacation for me because I'm gonna go hang out with you guys for those days, and then I'm gonna go see my sister in Austin after that.
Oh, nice. You're gonna
How long do you plan on staying there?
Just that till that Friday or that Friday. I'm flying out Friday, so it's like a week long for me.
Oh, nice. You gonna drive down to Austin from Dallas?
Yeah. Right. Monday, I'll just drive down to Austin.
Yeah, I'm looking forward for some good food. There's this Brazilian place that Tonga took me to.
That's what I want.
Dude, Woo! That place is fire. I can't remember the name, but it's better than Rodizio's. I've been to Rodizio's. They're pretty good, but this place was way, way better.
Can't wait.
Better meats.
Better meats, a lot more meats that just, oh, man. It was off the hook.
Guess we'll just find out, huh, Jake?
Can't wait.
Yeah, but I'm excited for this new year for us, for everyone in our podcast. I'm excited for all our listeners. I hope you guys have a lot of, reach your goals and are fighting through and be able to achieve them. Check back in with us. We are on Instagram, on Twitter. Those are the two main platforms that we're on. But if you're listening and if you have a goal, please share with us. We'd like to know. Leave it in the comments or send us a DM on Instagram. We're always someone's always listening. But yeah, I'm excited to get going for this year.
I thought I read somewhere that if you do something 21 times, it becomes a habit.
21 times?
Yeah. So if you guys have a goal out there, just keep in mind that if you just do it 21 times, probably do like a countdown. And then it just becomes a habit after that.
I ain't gonna lie, the 30-day challenge, the workout challenge, that helped me to stay motivated and thinking about eating right and working out. So that was 30 days? November?
Yeah. November was 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
You see how your mind shifted too, Notice, because you were telling us like how much you missed working out, right? When you were hurt.
Mm-hmm. Like it used to be like a freaking, what we say, like just like what is that, burden to try to get in there just to meet our little goal or whatever, man. But now it's more like I look forward to it. It felt good. It felt really good. But that consistency thing, that C word, bro, is one hard thing to establish. How can we what can we do to be more consistent? 21 days of doing something consistently every day. I think that's a good start, right? What are some other things that you guys have noticed in your own lives that you can do to become more consistent? I know Tech I've seen him do his shirts and his art. He's been very consistent. So what have you been doing, Tech, to capitalize on the work consistency?
I just break it down. Like I got the goal, and then I just break it down into little steps to get me to that goal. So in order for me to give me a shop, I gotta have X amount of product off the table. In order for me to get X amount of products off the table, I gotta create something at least once a day. So now that's where I'm at. I'm constantly creating designs once a day and putting it on t-shirts.
Nice. So you got like a physically methodical thing that you're doing to be more consistent.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So
That's awesome.
as long as I keep creating something every day, it'll help build towards that big goal. But
Nice.
the only thing that I like, my problem now is I'm really not big on social media. Like, I think I gotta do something about that. Like, try to get some, just to get the word out that I'm doing shirts, or doing clothing, or doing whatever it is I'm doing.
I got you. Or you could just keep plugging as you go, and then as you like just post it all like later. Like, just document what you're doing now and then post it later to your IG account. There is an IG account that we do have, the Troop 28 Clothing, right?
Yeah.
You can use that, man. I mean, that's essentially what you're revising on the name of the brand, correct? Troop 28 Clothing. So those of you listening, please follow Troop 28 Clothing on Instagram. It's a company that we had a long time ago that we had started, childhood friends and brothers growing up. We started this clothing company called Troop 28 Clothing. It was named after our scout. What was it? Our scout troop, Troop 28. It was a bunch of us who grew up together. We were all in the same scout troop, and we just created this. It was Mo'opeua, Brian Takiwea, Sateki Takiwea, me, Pate, and Hopate Gaho. Who else? So it's us, right? Oh, and Chris Fumavaka and Palu Fumavaka. Palu.
Yep.
So we all threw in money to create this t-shirt company. And the main person who was making the t-shirts was my cousin Moa. Was he in Vegas then, or was he?
He was in Vegas at that time.
He was in Vegas at the time. He's already doing shirts, but we had started this Troop 28 Clothing. He was learning how to print shirts and stuff, and he was doing it. But we had a bunch of we had this reggae concert come through Reno. I think it was the Common Kings. I can't remember who the other artists were, but there's several reggae artists that came through Reno, and it was our goal to have merch ready for that reggae concert. And so we started a little thing, and it was successful. We sold all the shirts, right, Tech?
I believe so. I wasn't there.
Yeah, it was me and Pate. Pate was handling all the shirts, and we sold all the shirts. We made a good profit, made a good name for ourselves. And at the time when it was what, 2013 or 14, we had this little venue that we held reggae night. Every Friday, Saturday night, we had a reggae night here in Reno that me and Hopate started. So people would come in and listen to reggae music, drink and smoke or whatever. And then we would sell our shirts there too. But we sold them all out, had a good time, and kind of just fell off when some of the merch wasn't moving properly. And now we're just picking it back up. And Tech's doing an amazing job of being consistent and just showing us all the designs. There's all sorts of things you're designing on cups, on bottles, plastic bottle, like drinking bottles, all sorts of things you're doing now.
Yeah, stickers, vinyls for cars, car decals.
What? Car decals too?
Yeah.
Dang, that's what's up. I didn't know you were doing car decals.
Yeah.
But yeah, follow our Instagram account. It's Troop 28 Clothing. On Instagram, it's one of the accounts that we're following from the Encourager Show. So yeah, check us out on Instagram for that. You'll be able to see all the text, artwork, and clothing designs coming soon here.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Oh no, I got one coming out this year, a new line, but we'll wait to discuss that later.
Oh, it's not the drop, bro. Not a new
Not
drop.
the secret drop.
For real. You ain't just gonna tease us right now with that, bro. Can we get a little sample?
No, when it's ready, I'll let you guys know. It's in the works right now.
Y'all heard it here first.
Right here on the Courageous Show. Man, but same question to you, Jake. What are you doing to increase your time of being consistent or increasing that consistency muscle?
I think you got to do, Tech's approach, because you can have a big dream. I think it's hard to have the full thing written out like Tech has, but that's ideally what you want. The big dream, then you want, some of the smaller goals to accomplish, and then you break it down to your day to day to get there. So, really having the path mapped out like that, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. And so, like, let's say, for example, you're trying to lose weight, right? So a goal would be, work out 5 times a week for each month of the year, right? So if you were to get that goal, the small goal would be work out that day and have it be one of your, one out of 7 days, 5 days you do it. And then the even smaller goal would be, well, how many minutes are you going to work out? Well, you could say, I'm going to have a minimum of 30 minutes of workout. And so you're just breaking it down to the, to the easy to conceptualize, right? Because the long goal is hard to see how you'll get there unless you have that little step-by-step path to get there, like Tech has.
Nice. Little steps at a time, right? One step at another. One step in front of another.
Right.
Nice. Right on. It helps to have goals. And then also, I think, I keep seeing these, this recurrent theme of your why has to be strong, right? How does that factor in, like, the why we do things? You guys know?
You got to have a reason to do something. If you don't have a reason, you're not going to get out of bed. If your thing is to, like, you got to get up early in the morning, go to work to feed your family. That's your why to go to work, But if you didn't have a family or didn't care about anything, you probably wouldn't wake up and go to do anything, just waste your time.
Mm-hmm.
But your why is what's going to drive you.
I get it. Yep. Why has to be strong. If you understand your why, then everything else falls into place.
And your why can change too, right? So you can have different, as you evolve as a person, as certain things become more important to you as you change in your life, the why can change for sure. But yeah, it's a strong conviction. So when it's hard, because it's going to be hard, right? There's going to be, anything worth reaching is going to be tough to get there. So when it gets tough, having a strong why is going to push you through those times where, we talk about it a lot in our chat, but the little voice, right? The little voice in your head that tells you to lay down longer, to hit snooze on your phone, that tells you, oh, go work out tomorrow, that tells you, oh no, I can have my 8th cheat day in a row. Sometimes you gotta ignore that little voice. And if your why is strong, it's easier to ignore it or tell that little voice to go away.
Yeah, most people think that's the road to success is like just an escalator ride up to the top,
Yeah.
But it's not. You'll ride up, and it'll go backwards, it'll drop off, it'll go all over the place. But that why should help you keep you focused to keep going up.
Right.
But just know that the road to success ain't easy.
100%.
But it's worth it.
Do you know an estimated, here's a statistic, an estimated 188.9 million adult Americans, that's 74% of the population, say they were determined to learn something new, make a lifestyle change, or set a personal goal in an effort to better themselves in 2022 or 2021. And only 15% of those people would actually hit that goal.
Wow, that's interesting, because I was listening to Arnold Schwarzenegger the other day, and doing a motivational talk, and he was saying that 74% of people don't like their jobs.
Come on.
They don't like what they're doing right now. They're only doing it because they had to do something, you know? And that when you said 74%, that's probably the 74% that didn't like their jobs. And that's funny.
That's funny.
Trying to find something new.
That is crazy. So it helps to like what you're doing, right? And then it helps to have a huge why. So that's what's up.
Yeah, you gotta love what you're gonna do, man. You gotta find something you love to do and do it.
Yeah.
And you gotta be willing to work when nobody else is working. Even after your 8-hour shift, you gotta come home and put in the work.
Yeah, it's the off hours that determine where you can be. That will help you set up to where you're gonna be.
Yeah.
I remember go ahead, Jake.
I said, if we're ever going to leave the 9 to 5 behind, if we're ever going to do that, it's got to be those off hours. Just your point there. That's the difference, right? Is we're figuring out some way so that we don't have to stick to it. Because I'll tell you, I'm in a 9 to 5 ish that it's not my dream job for sure, but it means to an end to get me to my dream job.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It's just like the quote by The Rock, he says, don't work 8 hours building somebody else's dream and 0 on yours.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
That one hurts deep right there.
Jeez, bro. Come on, man. Be easy on us. Be easy on us. But yeah, that's 100% true. And I think that's what we're all striving to be. And I think we need more, like how we always talk about, we need more encouragers out there to help others see that and help others reach their full potential. And I think that's another great thing about this podcast is that we're trying to encourage and we're trying to help not motivate, but encourage others, because motivation only lasts so long, right? It can last from now until the end of the prayer, motivation. But then when you encourage someone to see what they're like, to reach their potential, to help them see the value of themselves, having a huge why or something like this, it can go a little bit further, I think. So, man, if there's anything that you guys ever get out of any of these podcasts, is just one, information can change your life, and applying that information can change your life. Also sticking to whatever it is that you're doing. I mean, that was the recurrent theme from all our other guests, is that these people stuck to what they love to do and they just never quit. Tease is a Tongan male artist, rapper out of Reno. I remember in 2013 when I moved back from New York to Reno. That's when I first started working with him, and he's still plugging along. That guy is still doing music, still finding himself. He learned how to engineer. He learned how to up his game with audio, like how to manipulate and edit and do audio now. Now he's in that part of them, but he's still plugging along. Who else? Diamond Lungy. She was another guest that we had on. She never thought she would ever be a model, but someone told her that she could do it, and then she just kept doing it. Who else? Several of all the, like Mele Olivetti, shout out to our Australia listeners. Another person just figured it out, and she's just now she's created this huge skincare product line that's being recognized the world over, in Dubai and everything. That she's just keeps, just the recurrent theme from all these people is that they just found something and just kept working at it, right?
Yeah, I heard a story one time that you want to find something that you love and stick with it. You just imagine a gold digger digging 100 feet down to look for some gold, and he stops. What if that gold's at 105 feet? He was just almost there, but he stopped at 100 feet. And that's a problem with a lot of people today. They'll find something they want to do, but they don't stick with it. They only stick for like a little while. Then they go jump to something else and do something else. Then they switch to something else. They just keep jumping around. But if they just stuck with something, maybe they'll get to that 105 feet and find the gold.
Come on. That's what's up. That's pretty deep.
Imagine quitting right before you get there too. I wonder how. I wonder if there's a study about that that could show us how many people are, when they quit and how close they were to their goal.
Mm-hmm.
Or they didn't realize it, right? They didn't realize how close they were.
Right. I know the story of who was it? The Apple story. The story of Apple is all. That story of Apple is pretty familiar. The guy that he sold his share for what, $10 or $20? Do you know about that, Jake?
Yeah.
And then they blew up, became filthy rich. I feel like there's a lot of those stories, but that one's one that kind of sticks out, is that dude, he just gave
his shares
up.
would be worth like hundreds of millions now or whatever.
Hundreds, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like the story my brother was telling me the other day about like when Bitcoin first came out, he bought two large pepperoni pizzas with like 300 something Bitcoin back then. Imagine if he still had it today.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez. That is crazy.
But we live, we learn. But if you find something that you love to do, you got to stick with it.
Just stick with it. That's what the theme that we've got from every single one of our podcast guests. They just found something they love and they stuck with it and never quit.
And probably try to find something new to do with that thing, because like, for instance, myself, I started doing t-shirts. After a couple months, I'll be honest with you, it kind of got boring printing shirts. And then that's when I started branching out to like car vinyl, decals, cups. I started branching out to all these other things, and now it got me more interesting of what else can I do? What else can I custom make?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's an awesome tech.
And it's just a natural flow too of things, right? It wasn't like a forced thing. It just naturally flowed that way.
Yeah. And it just makes it more exciting because now you're looking for stuff to create, and instead of just creating doing the same old boring thing. So it takes a little bit of creativity to keep just trying to keep the thing that you love doing, keeping it new.
That's what's up.
You got to be like Walmart. Every 4 years they renovate their store so it looks brand new. So every time you think it's a brand new store, but it's the same old store.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Like that store in like the court towards the Gordon Valley area, up to where Red Rock area over here in Reno.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that store. I used to look a different way, and then I came back the other day, and it looks totally different. Design, the outside looks more futuristic.
Yeah, they renew it every 4 years, so it looks new. So every time you go in there, it feels like a new store.
Damn, that's what's up.
Pretty interesting.
It's the same store, just a different look.
Yeah, pretty much. Just gave it a new paint job.
I bet they have data behind like newer stores. People buy more in a newer store, or they stay longer, or something. So I bet they have some kind of data like that. But that's why they do it.
Mm-hmm. I know this Walmart down in Sacramento. This used to be a Walmart I used to frequent a lot, but it's in the like towards the ghetto neighborhoods. But it looks like a high end, like a Walmart. It doesn't even look like it almost looks like a Nordstrom. The way they designed the outside, it's a lot of green trees and shrubbery hanging out in the front. It looks super fancy, but it's located towards the ghetto area of Sacramento, and that place is packed all the time. It's kind of towards the downtown Sacramento, but off towards the ghetto area. So, and that place was packed every single time. Looks super fancy. That's probably why they did it, to design it that way so that maybe that surrounding area could feel like upper class or whatever, feel comfortable coming in. But that place is always packed.
But it's the same old store.
Same old Walmart.
Upgrade the shelves, move the departments around.
Right.
Good to go.
Damn. That's what's up, Tech. I never knew that about Walmart. But now you said it, it's absolutely true.
I didn't know either.
Who are like moving further, like who are some guests that we look forward to having, like you guys plan on having, who we can reach out to come on the podcast and talk to us? You guys have any ideas or anyone that you guys like to see on the podcast show?
No, I'm open to anybody that want to come and share their story with us, or your journey, or even anyone that's starting out a journey.
Yeah. There's a couple people I reached out to try to get in over here on the podcast. There is let's see. There is this UFC fighter out of Australia. She's a female UFC fighter, I believe. To try to get her to come on. There's also the first ever Maori lady to ever be on a newscast with a moko. She has a tattoo, like a traditional Maori tattoo on her face, on her lips, a traditional female Maori tattoo, moko. Would love to get her on. I reached out to have her try to get on. Orini Kaipara. Reached out to her, see if she can come on for a show. Also reached out to LJ Mailata. He's an NFL that NFL athlete that plays for the Eagles. He plays for the Eagles. He's from Australia. Also Janae Harding. That's the UFC fighter I was talking about. She's an MMA fighter, not a UFC fighter. Take that back. She's a MMA fighter from Australia, I believe. Oh no, New Zealand. She's New Zealand born. She's resides out of San Diego, California. But she fights in the Bellator MMA. Janae Harding. She's out of New Zealand born. Asked her to be on the podcast. She's looking forward. She said she would love to jump on in the new year to come and talk with us. So that's promising. Get her on the show. LJ, man, so many other people. I'd like to follow up with Mele Olivetti, the owner and creator of Venue product line out of Australia. I'd like to follow up with her. Some other people, but if you guys have any suggestions, anyone you guys would like to hear on our podcast show, they don't have to be poly. They don't have to. Anybody who like to sell information or who you consider to be an encourager of information or encourager of life, please send us a DM. We'd love to have them on the show. So, but yeah, 2022, the goal is to reach 100 podcasts. 100 episodes, and we're on episode, this will be what you're listening to, episode 29 right now. So however many it is, how many is left for that to make it 100? 29 minus
71.
Yeah, 71 podcasts. So the goal is to get to 100 this year, personal goal. So if you guys have anyone that you'd like to have us talk to, please reach out. Also, Kalani Hafoka, dude, we'd love to have him on. I grew up with him, around him in Sacramento. His dad and my dad are good friends, but he is a set designer or a set dresser for Disney, the Disney show. What is it called? I just drew a blank. What's that show with Boba Fett?
The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. Yes, the Mandalorian. He's a set dresser for the Mandalorian. He's working on. He just finished up the this last series with the Mandalorian. But love to have him on here to talk about what it's like to be a set dresser in Hollywood. On a major film crew, film set. That'd be cool to have him on. We'd love to get that motivator speaker, Justin Sua, if he's listening. Also, Tanoi Reed, we'd love to have him on. Just a lot of different people I think could add value to our people, just different avenues, different types of work out there that people can look into and maybe even thrive in, that they can come on and talk to us and speak to us about. Tanoi Reed is the stunt double for The Rock. He's The Rock's stunt double for many years. Love to have him on. Also, Philip New, the brother of Rachel New, who we had on recently, was one of our first guests on our podcast. Rachel New's brother, Philip New. He's also a stunt man or a stunt person in the Hollywood scene, breaking out. He did some stunt work for The Rock, I believe. Love to have him on. Love to have The Rock on. DJ, if you're listening, please come on to our show. We'd love to talk to you, brother. The Rock's mom, we'd love to have Auntie come on the show as well. All these people. I think there's so many people that we can expose our Polynesian people to get them to think outside the box, maybe, to look into being in Hollywood, being a writer in Hollywood, or work on a set, or become a director or something. There's a lot of talented Polynesian people out there. Love to have Nicole Scherzinger on the show too. Love to have you come on and share your experience with us, what it's like to, be in your shoes. Jason Momoa, dude, my homeboy. I'd love to have you on. Just all these different people. Just, if you guys know of anyone that'd like to be on our show, or like you want to be on our show, please hit them up, let them know about our show. Thank you guys for continuing to rock with us and sharing our show. It's how many years now we've been doing this? We started in 2020.
Yeah,
2020 was when we started. Like, kind of was it 2020 or 2019? I don't remember.
I think it was 2019, because I still lived in my old spot when you guys had me on for the first, and you had been going for a while already, I think.
Also like to have us Representative or Senator Tulsi Gabbard on. Is she a senator or a representative? That's another goal, to have Tulsi Gabbard come on, presidential hopeful out of Hawaii. Just a whole bunch of people, but yeah, just talking goals here.
Kind of manifest them out loud, right?
You really do. I really do believe in that. That's a whole nother subject we can talk about too, about how powerful words are and how powerful the subconscious is. That's a whole nother subject that we can dive into. It's powerful, man. It's just powerful how powerful the words are and how powerful our subconscious is, because the subconscious, it keeps working even when we're not totally focused on our subconscious. Kind of like when you're dreaming, you feel like you had a bad dream and it feels real. That's how our subconscious is, how our subconscious works. It's like that real feeling, but it just stays manifesting. It stays working even while you're not really thinking about it. I had an opportunity to interview one of the top mental health coaches or mental coaches in the NBA. And I'll have to share that with you guys. I think I shared it with you when I was working back in Sacramento with our group text, how he was talking about how powerful the subconscious was. Definitely we should dive into that, get someone who is familiar with that topic and have him come on the podcast and talk about it. But I don't know, you guys good right now? We can wrap this up or keep going. I think we've been talking. How long have we been talking? I don't know. But yeah, this is the first podcast of the new year, 2022. It was Jake.
About an hour.
Oh, okay. Jake, Tech, myself, Notis. I go by Notis. And we had a suspicious, or what was it? Who was that? That just a mysterious guest that logged on but never.
I don't know. They was doing it all night though.
That was probably Joe. Joe, at your secret military base, were you listening and participating?
Identify yourself, Joe.
Shout out to Joe, Coach, Tonga,
Paul.
and Paul. Shout out to our brothers who couldn't be with us on our first podcast of the year. We hope to have them on the next podcast. If you guys have anything else to share or talk about, go ahead and wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up.
Right on, man. Thank you guys for rocking with us. And for myself, Jake, and Tech, you guys have a blessed 2022. Feel free to reach out to us and let us know who you'd like to have on the show. Thank you for rocking with us. You guys have a good night.